Howdy. I'm sure there must be a lot of viewers out there that have gone through some nasty marital experiences that might relate to what I'm about to share with you. I hope that nobody thinks that I'm being petty, bitter, and vindictive. I'm not. If I wanted to be that, I would have mentioned names, and I didn't. But this is a marital nastiness due to the alpha female that I was married to. Actually, I'm still married to her, but we've been separated mercifully for about 10 years. But anyways, I've been married twice, and the biggest mistake I made ever was getting married, especially the first time. I was at best an idiot, and at the worst a fool, because both of my wives are like peas in a very, very large pod. I'm not saying I never did anything wrong, because truly there are two sides to every story. And maybe I'm a sap, but I tried to live by certain rules in both marriages. Rule number one was always be faithful. Don't cheat and have another sexual partner on the side. My first wife didn't feel the same, though. I knew I'd been had when, on the first night of our honeymoon, she told me that she had been with so many men that she had lost track of how many. That made me feel so very truly special, you know. But though through 14 and a half years of marriage, I never cheated. Wish now I had of, maybe. Anyways, rule number two was no matter how bad I felt about my partner, there's never a good reason to lay a hand on your spouse in anger. And boy, there were times I wanted to knock every tooth in her head out, or so far down her throat that she'd have to take her pants down to chew her food. But anyways, and there was a third rule: no matter what, treat her with tender compassion. Let me say this: at this point in my life, I realized how ridiculous these rules were, because all it got me in my first marriage was being horribly lied about behind my back, and a wife who had the reputation for spreading her legs to anyone who would do her. I'm sorry to be so crude. I have no doubt that my second wife was faithful, because she was so insecure about the size of her body that she wouldn't expose herself to anyone, not even me, her husband. And that was really sad, because I fell in love with all of her, and size made no never mind to me. But it did to her. So anyways, please allow me to tell you how in my second marriage we were almost killed over a Diet Coke. That's right, I love Diet Coke, but we were almost killed over one. It was on a winter Sunday. My stepson and daughter worked in Sunday school at church, and I worked in Sunday school and taught children's church. And there was a lot to be done as we attended the largest fundamental Baptist church in our part of the state. While the kids were busy helping out, I taught several Sunday school classes in a session children's church every single Sunday, and I loved it. My wife usually did not attend on Sunday morning, as she worked late Saturdays as a nursing assistant. This particular Sunday, we were having a real blizzard. I mean, high winds and blinding snow made driving very, very difficult. So between teaching Sunday school and children's church, I bought myself a bottle of Diet Coke from a vending machine at the church. I hated driving in a snowstorm, and my mouth was really dry, and I was very nervous about driving home. It was only about 6 miles, but on a day like that, it seemed endless. Well, this happened to be a Sunday morning when my wife attended, okay? And we got into our big old van, and on top of everything else, that old blue van was horrible on icy roads. I had the Diet Coke bottle set between my legs, and I even just backing the van up was all over the place. She was sitting there all hunched up, and it was obvious she was mad about something. She quickly went through all the body motions to try and ensure that I knew she was angry about something. And on top of that, the van was all over the road, and I had had enough, and like a true fool, I asked her what was wrong. Never do that. Guys, gals, never do that. It gives the spouse a chance to explode like a balloon, and she did just that. I was fighting to keep the van on the road, literally. I kept sliding into the curb and fighting to get it back under control, and all that time she was literally screaming at me, and you know why? Because I had bought a freaking Diet Coke, and she didn't have one. Wow. She must really have loved me to act like a humongous baby, endangering us and anybody else that was in our way in the storm. I'm sorry, but with her horrendous big mouth. By the way, we're still happily married, yes. Well, want to know the secret? We separated after less than a year and have stayed apart ever since. But even in separation, she has from time to time raised up from out of the dark to make life hell again. Well, that's enough for this time. I have other stories of marital bliss to share with you, so let me know what you think. Look upon this as a pilot episode, if you will, for a proposed new series, and thanks for stopping by. Hey, why don't you take a moment and hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss a single upcoming new program here on the Dennis Morrison channel.